Good day, Libra, and welcome back to another set of readings. I hope you've been well since the last time I put a reading out, which has been a little longer than I like. However, it is what it is. I've made a few changes. One of my readers had suggested that I create an Amazon wish list. Thank you very much for that recommendation. So I've gone ahead and I've set that up now. I'll leave the link in the description box below. So for those of you that are willing to support the channel or able to support the channel through donations, very much appreciated. Of course, for those that aren't able, no worries at all. We still love to have you here. In any event, let's see what's been going on for you, Libra. I'll take them all. So we've got the Five of Wands with the Chariot, the Fool, the Page of Cups, the Devil, the Two of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. This is eerily similar to one of the readings from yesterday. I believe it was Gemini's reading. It's interesting. I don't know if a lot of you have Gemini in your chart. Queen of Cups on the bottom there. I'm just going to shuffle these down here. I've tried adjusting the camera today so that you can see the cards. Someone had commented last night on wanting to be able to see the cards as I do it. So I'm hoping this gives you a good enough view until I can get a connection that goes from my mic to my iPhone. I'm using my laptop right now. In any event, just a little bit of housekeeping. So Five of Wands indicates to me, and this is a carryover from yesterday, this energy where there's been somewhat of a dispute or a conflict. There's been a situation that's occurred that has come as a bit of a shock. This is something sudden. It created movement of some sort here, okay? With the Chariot coming out next to it, again, this is forward movement. So whatever, I feel like this is probably a conversation that occurred that was sudden, it was abrupt, and it was a bit explosive. I have to say in a good way, because when I look at the whole spread, nothing really looks negative in here. So something occurred that was a shock. I don't want to repeat myself, but it's really wanting me to emphasize that. So again, with the Chariot coming next, this was transformative, and this has created forward movement, okay? And things are moving rather quickly. There's something here about a new journey, and I feel like this is in love, or a deep soul bond with somebody, a deep friendship that will turn into more. The Fool is all about new beginnings. It's about not being afraid. It's about stepping through that door and stepping forth and accepting whatever comes your way. She's holding a white rose here, which is interesting because that is, to me, always about peace, potentially friendship as well. But it's like, I just heard the expression like go where no man's gone before or no woman's gone before. So, and right next to it, the Page of Cups. And this is what makes me think that this is about love. The Page of Cups sometimes can be an apology, or to me, it's also an offer of love. It's almost like whatever this conversation here has spurred a new beginning, and it's moving fairly quickly. And if it is to do with love, this is going to be someone that you don't know. Now, if it has to do with an apology, this is somebody obviously that you do know, and this would be in matters of love. With the Devil card coming out next, we had this come up a lot yesterday, and this is kind of, again, I don't see the devil as a negative here, like addictions or temptations, that sort of thing. But this is, just an incredibly electric connection. It's fire hot. It's one that blows your mind, okay? I have a feeling that maybe someone may have confessed feelings for another person here. And this changed everything, okay? So I don't know if you were friends before, but whatever this was, you could see the shared energy here just with the color of the cards, right? whatever this was, blew both of you away. I think it was something for both of you and has changed everything. The Two of Cups coming out next. This is one of my favorite cards. The Two of Cups can symbolize friendship, a deep friendship or a deep soul bond with somebody, but it can also speak to love, like a higher level of commitment. You know, when we see the Two of Cups, this is two people that are very different, but they come together beautifully. It's simpatico. They work together, and everything just seems to flow. They're the best of friends. I always say that. You know, it's I don't know how else to describe it. There's a lot of feminine energy being exchanged back and forth. So I believe the two of you are able to give equally, okay, and receive equally. It's not just about giving, it's balancing that masculine and feminine energy. And the two of you do that just beautifully, okay? The Page of Wands here, again, when we see the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups, it's like, this isn't just, you know, an emotional kind of love affair. It's very physical. And of course, with the Devil and even a Five of Wands here, can really feel that. So this is a beautiful connection in that it marries the Wands with the Cups, okay? Because that's all we have here is Wands and Cups. So again, it's that fiery, passionate energy mixed with that gentle, loving energy of the Cups here. Seven of Cups coming out next. Again, this was a card that came out more than once yesterday, and it really does speak to, it can speak to having choices and trying to make a decision. But in this one here, you know, I always see that her eyes are very focused on this dove, which again, with the white flower, it symbolizes peace to me. It symbolizes harmony. And it's almost like, in this relationship, one of you feels like nothing else matters. It's nothing else can sway you from this connection. You can see all these other cups that are full of something, right? Various things. I think one's a snake and, you know, a home, flowers, shrubbery, that, you know, that sort of thing. But it's like, no, this person has their eye focused on just one thing. It's not like in some of the other decks where the person's looking up and they're kind of like bombarded, right? It's like, no, this person knows what they want, okay? And this could be you as well. It's interesting because I'm almost getting a shared energy here, like mirroring. I'm not really feeling like it's one person's more dominant than the other, or one person's sending the messages directly to the other. I feel like this is mutual, and that, again, there's some mirroring energy going on in here. Interesting that there was Queen of Cups on the bottom. That's just more Cups energy. Tell us more about this situation here. Actually, tell us more about the Five of Wands. I'm actually really curious about what went down that led to this sudden change of events and a new beginning here. Tell us more about this Five of Wands. What was that about? Please. Pardon me. This started last night. I did for me, quite a few readings, and the lines are a bit clogged today. It could also be, because it happened towards the end, potentially could be because someone's having a difficult time expressing themselves in this, or had a difficult time expressing themselves. It's interesting. It wouldn't surprise me because we don't have any swords in this reading so far. And, you know, swords are all about communication. So the feelings are there, the passion is there, but you guys aren't talking about feelings like this, feelings like that. Tell us more about this Five of Wands. I don't understand why. Maybe I'll switch decks here. It feels kind of hush-hush, like someone doesn't want to talk about it. I'd also heard that it doesn't much matter at this point, but I still feel inclined to look further. We won't focus too much time on it, but Nine of Pentacles on the bottom there. Tell us more about this Five of Wands, please. What's this Five of Wands all about? What went down during this Five of Wands? Yeah, oh, Three of Cups. More cups. I'm just trying to establish whether this was something where three was a crowd, or if this was a meeting up and expressing feelings together. So I'll take both. I think for some of you, I don't think this is a majority. I think this might have been a situation where actually, I don't think that. Sorry for the gap there. I'm just not feeling this third party stuff. I'm just not. I'm not. I'll acknowledge it because it's a potential, but I'm more inclined to think that this happened, this Five of Wands happened during a meetup. It could have been a celebration. It could have been at a party that this happened, or when you were out with friends, or it might have even just been a situation where the two of you went out for coffee or drinks or something like that, and someone revealed feelings. Someone revealed feelings here. And that was transformative because five speaks about change, transformation. And again, these cards with the Chariot and the Fool coming out next again confirms that, right? It's a new beginning. So it wasn't something awful, like it wasn't an argument, it wasn't something that needed an apology, but this is clearly something where someone expressed passionate feelings towards someone. So I suspect that this was probably a friend that disclosed this to you. Yeah, with Eight of Wands here, Justice, the Knight of Pentacles, and Judgment. So you might have been dealing with an earth sign here, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. But basically, this is exactly it. You two, whether you were in a group or whether you were just on your own, I suspect it's more likely a group where there were a lot of people around. You know, it could be like a crowded coffee shop or, you know, a bar with other patrons and stuff like that. But there was definitely communication that came through. And again, this was really sudden. It's almost like somebody just blurted something out. Like it's like verbal diarrhea where they're just like, blah, and disclose these feelings. And the other person was just like, you know, if you look at the energy in this card, I think it kind of speaks for itself, right? About how that would have felt in that moment. And it's like from there, everything changed. This could have come after someone had been through a separation or a divorce that they felt, or they were going through it at the time. Absolutely. It's something, you know, if this person disclosed this to you, like we're finally getting some pentacles in here, right? Not many, but this is someone coming towards you that's like tried and true. I absolutely love the Knight of Pentacles because the Knight of Pentacles to me always, even though he's the slowest knight in the deck, it's someone, when they come up with an offer, they mean it. They've thought long and hard about it. They've planned this out, and it's not trivial. It may seem smaller compared to someone who might be a king, but the reality is it's still very much heartfelt, and there's an innocence to this person. There's something, I don't even know if it's a naivety, but there's just something about them that is admirable and sweet and genuine. And like I said, this person means it. You know, they're standing here square on. They've got their offer held high sort of thing, like they're ready to give this. You know, even if you look at the Knight of Cups, they kind of, you know, in this deck especially, hold back that cup a little bit because they're not certain. But this person's like, no, I've made this decision. They've decided that this is what they want. Okay. So that's what I'm getting, clarifying that Five of Wands there. Let's, how are we doing for time? Okay, we're getting there. Tell us more. What does the future hold for the two of you in all of this here? What does the future hold for the two of you here? I'm just going to move these up so that you can see whatever comes out. What does the future hold for the two of you here? Other signs, I'll talk about other signs. Could be dealing with a Capricorn, could be dealing with a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Star. Gosh, you guys, this is so similar to the readings from yesterday. So the Star is like a super duper healing energy. The Star is that all of your dreams come true. It's like, in this situation, I almost feel like you thought this would never happen. I think there was always feelings underneath, and if this person was, in a relationship at the time, this is probably, things were kind of held back. With this Star energy here, it's almost like all of that patience, all of that, even manifestation, produced amazing results, right? With the Four of Swords coming out next to this, I feel like, let's clarify that Four of Swords. It's almost like there needs some time to cool off from this. Like, this connection runs pretty hot. It's almost like this energy, I'll describe how I'm feeling it. It's almost like this energy of when you've been waiting for something for so long and you'd put it out there and you'd wish for it and you'd wish for it. And it's almost exhausting at that point because you almost begin to think this is never going to happen. I don't know that you ever lost faith, but it's almost like the letdown. It's almost like when you want something to happen so badly and finally it comes true and there's this huge surge of energy and just magic and overwhelm, that sort of thing in a good way. And then it like after, the sun on the bottom there. And then after that, there's kind of like this letdown because there's been so much adrenaline just surging through your body. And it's kind of like taking time out. Because when I look at this card here, the glow from those swords is so peaceful and so serene and still energizing, but just on a much calmer level. And it's almost like this connection gives you that, okay? It's like, well, now you can rest. Your dream has finally come true. This connection has come into being and it's just like, it kind of cools down a little bit, but not in a bad way. With the sun on the bottom of the deck, I mean, could you say it any better than that? The sun, happiest card in the deck. The two of you, just like I was feeling in the Two of Cups here, it almost feels like you're 20 years younger when you spend time together. The two of you are able to see the magic in life and in each other. It's almost like a fantasy land when the two of you are connecting. This goes much deeper than just a passionate love connection. Much, much deeper. It's one of those loves that people can only wish for. They can only dream of. It's like being in love with your best friend, but also having an intense passion that equally matches it. Four of Swords, here we are. We've got some swords now, so we can think about communication a bit. But again, it's silence with the Four of Swords. It's taking time out to be quiet. It might be that the two of you may feel just so, like I said, simpatico that words aren't needed. It could be the type of connection where you're just sitting with each other and you don't even need to speak. You're so comfortable in each other's company that words aren't needed. It could also be that you have like a telepathic bond, where it's almost like you intuitively know what each other is feeling without having to say a word. And I would be inclined to think that this is the case because just because of the spread thus far with the Two of Cups, the sun on the bottom there, the star, it's just too, I was going to say it's just too good to be true, but it is true. There's nothing unhealthy about this connection is what I'm seeing. So we have the Six of Cups here and the Magician. To me, the Six of Cups really represents, oh my goodness, Hierophant on the bottom. The Six of Cups represents daydreaming. It's that feeling of being so in love with someone that you can't focus on anything. It's like there's nothing else in the world exists, and you try really hard to focus on other things around you. And it's just this sense of pure bliss, of just being completely distracted by the way you feel for this person. It's magical, I'm hearing. Like when you look at this above her head here, it's got like this whimsical, magical feel to it. And it's this sense of completion. It's like everything is right in the world now. It's like you couldn't ask for more with the Six of Cups card. The Magician's interesting. We could be looking at Gemini Virgo energy here. With that Knight of Pentacles too, you might be looking at a Virgo. Yeah. Clarify the Magician, please. We'll switch to the other deck. If we could clarify the Magician, please. You know, I'll wait for cards for sure, but initially the first thing I'm thinking when I look at this card is look at you've got all the tools that you need. It's incorporating the Wands, the Swords, the Pentacles, and the Cups. Again, it really feels like the two of you have manifested together this connection. It's abundant in every arena. The Fool. So the Fool coming out twice now is like, listen to this. Like, I'm just hearing this. It's not too good to be true. This is legit. This is real. I'm hearing that you're deserving of this. I think some of you have really been through it. I think this has probably been going on for quite some time. This magnetic pull that only came to be recently. If this hasn't happened yet, it's possible that it's coming in, especially when we've got majors on the deck here, right? These aren't just minor arcanas. Did something just flip over? I don't think so. So again, Queen of Swords, there we go. Here's some communication. So this could be you, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right? Libra. The Queen of Swords is someone who's direct in their communication. I feel like you can be yourself with this person. You can communicate openly with them. You can be straight up with them, and it's not... Sorry, I can't finish that thought because I'm being distracted by the sense that for some of you, you could be the one that went through a separation or divorce here. As the Queen of Swords can often be someone who has been separated or divorced. So I'll take that as it applies. The Moon. Interesting. Libra, I think it might have been you that confessed these feelings. I think it may have been you. Because the Queen of Swords is communicating something about secrets, hidden desires. I'm also hearing. I'm hearing Moonlight Desires by Gowan, I believe. Someone might want to listen to that song. I can't. Oh my God. Six of Cups again, you guys. Six of Cups coming out again. Just move those up so you can see them. So we've got two Six of Cups. This is definitely... It's possible that you've known this person for a long time. It's possible that you have a past life connection with this person, which I wouldn't doubt just because there's this mirroring going on. And like I said, this is like a 1 in a million kind of love. How are we doing for time? We're getting a bit late. But there's just this connection. Like when I see this Six of Cups here in this deck, It's almost like that feeling of long lost friends coming back together. It's a feeling of being so very comfortable with somebody. They're so familiar to you. It's like you've known them your whole life, okay? We've got the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles coming out next with that. I just think this speaks to the past. I think that one of you felt like you couldn't be open with the other. It was difficult for you to communicate. One of you, it was very difficult for you to communicate how you felt. And this had nothing to do with them, and it had nothing to do with circumstance. It had everything to do with you just not being able to release feelings. So whether that was because you were vulnerable and don't like to be vulnerable, or whether you were scared of being rejected. But it was a false sense. It was a very false sense. And I just get that you waited a long time for this. Like you, again, this manifestation energy, almost where you planted this seed of like one day this person and I are going to be together. I'm going to speak up, or they're going to speak up, however, which way it went. And it was like this energy of like time. A 7 could be significant, and it could have been 7 years that the two of you knew each other, or it took to come to this. There's something about a 7-year cycle in here, okay? And finally taking that leap, opening up the lines of communication and starting a new journey in love here, okay? I don't want to get too much further into it. I think I'm starting to repeat myself a lot, which means that, it's done. The reading is done. So I'm going to leave it there today, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video, please be sure to like the video, to subscribe, and hit that little bell so that you can get notifications when new readings come in. Thank you so much, and have a great day, Libra. Bye-bye.